Hi, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator from the 11th Legislative District, giving you another weekly update on the goings-on here in Olympia. The pace is starting to pick up as we move towards our policy cutoff happening in the House of Origin. So all the bills that have to pass that are just focused on policy issues need to pass by this coming Friday. So we're really scrambling to try and make sure that all the important bills get hearings and are exec out of committee. Exec means we're taking executive action on it, which means we're actually voting on it as a committee on whether or not we want the bill to advance. So I'm the ranking member on the Governmental Operations Committee, and as such, I represent our caucus as the caucus's chair as a minority party now on that committee. So we've been holding a lot of hearings. The Governmental Operations Committee has the most bills referred to it of any committee in the legislature. So you can tell that we're really scrambling right now, but I'm trying to get the good work done for y'all. So I just wanted to get you an update quick on some of the stuff that has been happening. Earlier this week, I was really pleased that we were able to move what we're calling the DREAM Act out of the Senate, and that's going over to the House, where I'm pretty sure it's going to have enough votes to pass the legislature and get to the governor's desk for a signature. What the DREAM Act does is give access to all students, regardless of your position in the state. If you've graduated from high school and you've paid your dues and paid your taxes and all of that, you should have access to the state need grant just like any other student hoping to build a better future for themselves by going to post-secondary education of some sort. So I'm really pleased that we're able to get the DREAM Act out earlier today. I've got a lot of bills that are still in play and moving. I've got a couple of hearings later today, as a matter of fact, so I'm scrambling right now to get this video update done to you so you'll know what's going on. One of the bills actually has to do with how Sound Transit has implemented or not actually implemented a plan to mitigate their impacts on our communities. So you know, as Sound Transit built these stations through our community, they did not plan for any parking. So there's a problem with out of area commuters parking in the neighborhoods around the Sound Transit stations and really clogging up the neighborhoods. So Seattle DOT's plan to mitigate that was to create what they call residential parking zones, RPZs. But they're charging the residents in those communities $60 for a permit just to park in front of their own home. So my bill requires Sound Transit to pay for the mitigation of the impacts they've created in our district. That bill is being heard later on today. So I'm hoping that we'll get that bill passed out, and that, you know, South Seattle, we have a very limited income, disposable income relative to a lot of other communities. So we're hoping that this fee to park in front of our own homes around the Sound Transit centers will be covered by Sound Transit. A couple other bills you might be interested in, though, are I have a bill to consolidate the port districts of Seattle and Tacoma. Right now, you know, we're trying to compete in a global economy, but as our ports are set up in the Seattle-Tacoma area, they're competing against each other rather than against the world. So I think that there's a lot of government efficiencies we can create by refocusing our competitive spirit to compete against the world by bringing the ports of Seattle and Tacoma together so they're one port district now, and consolidating and streamlining their administrative functions and being able to focus on outward competition. Another bill that I'm moving is, you know, that the public hospital district number 1 has been a very hot topic in our district. So I have a couple of bills to deal with that. Number 1 is people who live in that district really don't feel like they have a voice within the governance of the public hospital district. So one bill, which is 6004, creates voting districts within the districts. So if the public hospital district has over 290,000 people living within the district, which public hospital district number 1 has, that is Valley Medical Center's public hospital district, then that district needs to be divvied up into smaller voting districts so that those smaller voting districts can elect their commissioners to that board. And then we have more control over how our tax dollars are spent. Another bill that I have actually brings some accountability back to those boards, because a problem that came up when Valley Medical Center signed a joint operating agreement with University Medicine, UW Medicine, the taxpayers of the public hospital district lost control of how their taxpayer dollars are being spent, because the merged board gave away the current board members' voting authority over to this larger board. So now public hospital district voters have only 5 commission seats out of a total of 13. To me, that's just, I think it's unconstitutional, but that being said, we're trying to fix that through statute by making sure that public hospital district commissioners cannot cede their authority over to an unelected board, which is what the rest of the board of this merged district is. I think that's a very important bill that we're moving forward on. Finally, yesterday we had a great hearing on a bill that I have that protects religious freedom in our state. We had many people come down to testify for Senate Bill 5173, which gives people the right, state employees and students, the right to exercise a holiday based on their religion, up to 2 unpaid holidays to take off to practice their own faith or religion or matters of conscience. That has broad-based support from the Muslim community, the Jewish community, the Catholic community, the Faith Action Network, which is an umbrella organization of all the different religious communities. So I'm hoping that we can move that bill forward as well and truly become a state that recognizes religious freedom. So that's it for now. I'm sorry about the short, quick update, but things are really moving fast and I have to move along. I will be back though. You don't get rid of me that easy. So I hope to talk with you again next week. Okay, again, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator from the 11th Legislative District. Thanks for watching.